Hey team, Danny here with PureLifeOrganics.com, your athletic therapist and strength coach, here to help you move and feel your best. So today we're tackling the big toe and how the heck can this relate to back pain? Well, if our big toe doesn't have the adequate range of motion it needs, it's going to affect how we toe off. And then that's going to affect how our ankle, our knee, and our hip, and even our back operates. So let me back up and show you. When we take a step and we walk, watch my back foot here. As I take a step and I'm toeing off, you can see that my big toe needs to have quite a bit of range of motion for me to perform this in a natural motion. Now, if we go for running or jogging or sprinting, if we have limited range of motion in our big toe and we can't actually toe off how we're supposed to, guess what's gonna happen? It's gonna have an effect on how my ankle moves, my knee moves, my hip, and my back, everything up the chain. The big toe is our kickstand. It is the last thing that leaves the ground, and also it plays a big part of the direction of our foot. So if I'm walking here, and maybe some of you experience having bunions or squished toes, if you look down at your big toe and you're standing here, is your big toe facing forward, or is it jutted off to the side and your toes are squished together? That's the first clue we need to kind of work on our mobility and awareness of our big toe. Because if my big toe here is off to the side, guess what's happened? As I step, it's gonna make my foot roll in, causing extra stress on my ankle, knee, my hip, again, up the chain, versus it being facing forward, straight, and toeing off, giving a nice direction to those biomechanics of that walking, jogging, or running sensation. So how the heck do we test it, and how do we improve it? First things first, we know that the big toe needs to have about 60 degrees of range of motion. That you can just do by, if you really want to get nerdy with it, you can measure it. But for the most part, if I stand sideways, you watch my front big toe here, I'm going to try to lift my big toe up and see how much range I get. And I'm looking at the angle from the floor up towards my big toe. This is just an awareness test. If you can barely lift your toe or it feels really stiff and sore, most likely you need to work on it. If our toe is facing off to the side, we definitely need to work on this. So how do we work on this in a nice, easy, safe, effective way? One of the drills I go to that's nice and again, safe but also accessible for everyone, is if we go into a tabletop position, just like so. So wrists, elbows, and shoulders are stacked, knees underneath my hips. Now, most people put their feet flat like so. We actually want to try and curl the toes underneath, and if that's already feeling like a bit of a stretch, then just stay here. If you can though, and there's no pain, what I want you to do is just gently rock back your weight, walk your hands back towards your heels, and then just gently see that you're putting a little bit of pressure, encouraging some gentle mobility of that big toe, a stretch of the arch, this calf muscles as well. You can even put a little bit more weight if you feel comfortable, and you can just rock back and forth. Again, don't push into pain, listen to your body, but this is gonna be a nice easy way to gently load that big toe, just like you do when you toe off, right? But in a very controlled, safe fashion. So first things first, make sure you test your big toe. Do you have that range of motion? If you don't, then this is a drill you're going to want to incorporate and work on. Second thing is, make sure that your toe is actually facing forward. It's not facing off to the side or facing inwards. That's going to affect how your toe off position works, which is going to affect how the ankle, the knee, the hip, the back, everything up the chain is going to operate. So if you do have any wiggles and niggles going on above the foot, look at your big toe, start there, and then work your way up. Let us know what you want to see in the comments below, and I hope this helps you learn something.